What's up, everybody? We have Jesse here who's been crushing it with sports cards. How are you doing today, Jesse? Tell the audience where you're from. Give
Yeah,
give them the
man.
rundown.
Yeah, Happy New Year. From Chicago originally my whole life. Live in Twin Cities, Minnesota right now. Started the program, I'd say early June. It was either the first week or second week in June. And yeah, man, jumped in head first, and I kind of haven't stopped swimming yet. So
Cool, cool. So give me the background. So you joined in June of 2023. What was your like? So when you were first joining, like, were you skeptical? Were you excited? Have you ever bought and sold sports cards before? Is this your first time? Like,
yeah,
give
yeah.
me the rundown.
I think you have so many conversations you might forget mine, but very skeptical.
Oh, I remember. I remember it. Believe me, I
Yeah,
remember it.
I've always been into sports cards, man. I'm 45, so I'm part of that generation where COVID got me, man. It got me back into it. I still had a lot of cards that I had saved up, but I grew up going to the card store, blowing all my money there. I got three kids now, and the oldest could give a care, but the two younger ones love it. You know, a son and a daughter love it. And so they always pick up cards at Target and stuff. And now I tell them, hey, that's not profitable. You know, don't be
No,
buying
nope.
cards at Target.
It's not profitable. That is for sure. Okay, cool. So
But no,
June, and
yeah,
and give me the rundown as to like what you've been doing recently. Like, how many cards have you bought? How much money do you think you're gonna make on them? Like, give me like just what you've been doing that's made you
yeah.
successful. Tell the audience.
So a couple of the coaches like Joe and Mo, they'll tell you like some of them made maybe not Mo, but Joe has made every mistake in the book. I kind of
Yeah.
follow that, but sometimes you have to. I knew that going in. I'm someone that has to test the waters and so forth. So when I say I've tried a lot, I have. But to date, you know, I spent
If you're enjoying the content of the video and want to learn how to make a side income with sports cards, I spent the past 3 months putting together a training to show you exactly how it's done in detail. Sports cards has allowed me to live a life beyond my wildest imagination, and I'm thankful for the hobby every single day. That is the reason I teach sports cards, and I am so passionate about it. At the end of the training, we offer a paid program where you can work closer with me. However, I don't want you joining until you've watched the free training I put together. It will show you exactly what's inside the program and how to make money with sports cards, and from there, you can make an educated decision. So if you'd like to sign up for the free training, either scan the QR code on the screen or text Eric to 631-544-7005 or click the link in the description. Just to repeat it, you can either scan the QR code or text Eric to 631-544-7005 or click the link in the description. Now let's get back to the video.
probably I got it right here, 14,000. I've sold about half of that, but the reason I have 7,000 out there is Matt laughs at me, Mo laughs at me, but I've got 95 baseball slabs alone, just waiting to time the market right. So I got these
Gotcha.
slabs back. Yeah, you know, I learned the hard way with PSA and turnaround times, and I just figured, hey, you know, why not hold on to these if I can? I know not everyone can do that, but you know, I still kept buying, but I just put those to the side and said, okay, out of sight, out of mind. I'm gonna sell these in
Hmm.
Feb March. But out of those 95, I'm easily gonna make, you know, 7K in profit. And that's at the very, very low end.
And what's the high end?
I would say 15,000 in profits. Like you look at some of the slabs, I mean, they're PSA 10s of Jackson Holiday, Adley, all the guys that you want to have slabs of.
Yeah, sounds like you should do well in them, man.
I just couldn't
What
cut ties with them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, you'll cut ties with them soon, and you'll see the
Yep.
money come in, and it'll be nice. What card? I'm curious. Like, one card out of all the cards you bought, you spent $14,000 on a bunch of cards. What one card have you, or are you going to make the most amount of money on? What card is it? What you pay? How would you find it? Tell me that.
Man, that's a great question. I would say, I mean, the biggest card I've had so far, I'll tell you that I've sold to date is uh, Anthony Edwards. So Ant-Man, I bought. A 400 is one of my bigger first purchases. I bought it for 400 all in. And it sold it, and a PSA 9 came back, and I was new. I was new to the program, and a PSA 9 came back, and you can imagine my first big card. I'm like, oh man, this sucks. And said I was so pissed. I just Matt sell it, auction it, and it sold for just under $800 as a PSA
Really?
9.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
nine. That's not bad.
yeah. It was the penmanship one, the auto penmanship, Panini, and I was shocked. I'm sitting there watching it, and I was like, "Damn!" For a PSA 9. So again, it also taught me kind of what you learn with the analytics is buying the right guys, right, and not
Yeah.
trying to go outside of that. Because I come from a sports background, so it was very easy for me to test the waters and say, "No, I'm a little smarter. I'm going to go for these guys," and you're stuck there sitting on crap. So follow the program, as everyone says. It works.
Yeah, yeah, it's the common theme. Okay, cool. So, well, that's pretty good. PSA 9. I don't think I've ever doubled my money on a PSA 9. I don't think I've ever done that. But that's pretty sweet. And then what?
They get a big one is Anthony Volpe. I got a gold out of 10 auto that went PSA 10. So I'm excited for that one.
What'd you pay on that one?
Paid 370 for that one.
And what's it worth as a PSA 10? Are there any comps?
There's not many, but you're looking at seven. I mean, there were some at PSA 9 a couple months ago that were 600, 700. So we'll
PSA
see.
9 was 600, 700?
Yeah, for this one.
Oh wow, you should. I mean, you should crush it with that then. I
Yeah.
mean, at the minimum, it should do like minimum like 800, 900, but obviously more than that if PSA 9s are like six. That's pretty crazy. And what so if you had to like tell the audience, like someone that was getting into sports cards, and you can't say join the program, don't say that. What
Yeah.
would you tell them? What would be your piece of advice to someone that wants to get into sports cards? What do you wish you told yourself back in June when you first joined the program? You got in. What would you say to that person?
Well, first things I'll say is I was skeptical. I was that guy that took the phone call and was like, nah. And what's changed my mind was hearing about the structure, the foundation, the SOPs, standard operating procedures. When you start hearing those words, business words and entrepreneur words, you know that there's a system there. So that's one of the big things is, that's there. The other thing I would say is, I live by it. Simple, not easy. Anything in life is very simple to succeed at. It's not easy. This is not a get rich fix. If you're lazy, you're not going to succeed at anything. This is something that's pretty awesome where you can build a business, a side business if you want, and around a passion or something exciting. But it's going to take work, right? And it's going to take some peaks and valleys, but stay consistent, stay on top of it. Don't try to go. The other thing I'll say is, we're talking about high price cards. That's not where the initial success should be at. You should have a lot of wins with that $100 range and not get too carried away. And that's consistency, right? So if you're consistent, man, this is it for you.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. There's have you ever heard of the entrepreneur Alex Ramosi?
I listen to him every time or every day.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he's one of the few guys I'm subscribed to on YouTube. Every time I eat lunch, I always check if he posts a new video. But he had a great saying one time. You could have a successful garbage business, janitor business, cleaning, and you can be successful with anything, right? There's $1 billion garbage businesses and there's garbage businesses that go bankrupt. What's the difference? The person who is a billionaire from it stayed consistent. That's really it. You just have to keep forcing it, staying consistent. Sometimes you'll screw up in the beginning, and that's why it's entrepreneurship. It's not supposed to be easy, right? If making your own money was easy, everybody would do it. If making a side income was easy, everybody would do it, right? But it's obviously not. Sports cards is easier than other things, but it's not easy.
Yeah,
Because,
if you're passionate about it too, right? Some people aren't, but it's still there, right? Like you still can make money. And I'll say the other thing is when people drop out of a program or something like that, or even like our program, that's validation to me, right? That's validation because if it was like you said, if it was easy, there'd be 5,000 people in this group. But it's
yeah.
not. And I love it. Hey, keep people away, bring in some, but keep some away where,
Yeah, we try to
okay.
vet. Yeah, we try to vet and see like who would be a good fit, who would not. Because the people that want to make $10,000 tomorrow are just not good fits because it's not possible.
Exactly.
And like
Yeah.
it's funny because like in my marketing, I literally say that I'm like, hey, like if you want to make 10 grand tomorrow, this is not for you. But sometimes people still say that. So yeah, I hear you
But you said
100%.
you
Well,
you hammered that home. You hammered that home to me, and then even my first call was like, "Hey, if you're trying to, if you're not willing to put in," and I'll tell you this, I hit every wall possible, man. I hit every wall possible, and there's also something to say about seeing it through because you never know how close you are to breaking through and making it,
yep.
you know,
Yeah,
turnkey, a lot more turnkey. So, it just validates again what Hermosi says and other people like that.
yeah. He talks about that all the time, right? Like, you start something, you get close to that breakthrough, and what most people do when they get close to that breakthrough, oh, this shit doesn't work. Then they start something
Exactly.
else, and they have to start all over. Then you get close to that breakthrough, and it's like, ah, this doesn't work. And then
Yeah.
so you keep starting over. Yep, 100%. Well, Jesse, I'm happy you joined on this call. I appreciate it. I'll give this a post everywhere, so people will probably message you like, "Hey, man, how'd you do that?" So watch out for those messages. But I appreciate it, man.
Hey, you got it, Eric. Take care.